Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into the stories you need to understand, getting past the headlines.
Absolutely.
And today, we're tackling something really heavy, quite frankly. It's this incredibly bizarre and tragic story involving the musician D4vd, that's David Anthony Burke, and the discovery of a young woman's body.
Yeah, it's a complex one. Our goal here is really to piece together what we know from, the police reports, the news coverage, the legal documents that are starting to emerge.
Right, it's all about the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez and how this rising music star is connected.
And it's tricky because you've got these intersecting timelines. There's her disappearance, then the body being found much later, and this ongoing investigation where even the cause of death isn't clear yet.
It's a collision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Celebrity social media, a missing teen, and a really serious police case unfolding basically in public view.
Exactly. We want to walk you through the facts, what seems circumstantial, and what's still, officially up in the air.
Okay, and before we dive right in, we have to mention our amazing Deep Dive celeb community. It's growing so fast, and we seriously appreciate you all being here.
We really do.
So to say thanks, we're kicking off a giveaway right now. 10 lucky listeners are going to win a $100 Amazon gift card, and it's open worldwide.
That's right. We'll give you the full details on how to enter in a little bit.
But first, let's get to the moment this all started, that initial discovery. It's pretty grim.
It really is. So this was September 8th. The police get a call to a tow yard in Hollywood, Los Angeles.
Not exactly a glamorous location.
No, not at all. The call was about a really strong foul smell, as the reports put it, coming from one of the cars they had impounded there.
And the car itself, that's where the celebrity link immediately snaps into place, right?
Instantly. It was a Tesla.
Yeah.
And it was registered to David Anthony Burke, who, as you said, is the musician D4vd. He's 20 years old, known for that huge hit, Romantic Homicide.
And importantly, the car had Texas plates, not California.
Correct. And digging into the background of the tow, the sources say the Tesla was picked up from the Bird Streets neighborhood. That's a very wealthy part of the Hollywood Hills.
Okay, so how long was it there?
It had been towed 5 days before the body was discovered. But neighbors told reporters they remember seeing that specific car just sitting abandoned on the street for quite a while before that.
How long were we talking?
Some said possibly up to 3 weeks, just parked there.
3 weeks? Wow. Okay, so the police are at the tow yard. They open the car.
And this is where it gets even more disturbing. The remains weren't in the main trunk. They were found in the front trunk, the frunk, as Tesla calls it.
In the frunk. And the condition.
Reports say the body was wrapped in some kind of bag, and it was severely decomposed. The initial assessment was that the person had been dead for an extended period of time.
Which makes sense if the car was sitting there for weeks, potentially.
Exactly. But that decomposition immediately creates a huge problem for the investigation.
How so?
Well, the Los Angeles County medical examiner couldn't immediately determine a cause of death or even a precise time of death. So officially, the cause is listed as deferred.
Deferred. And that's a critical legal point, isn't it?
Absolutely critical, because until they can establish how she died, they can't officially classify this as a homicide investigation. It remains a death investigation, which changes things procedurally.
That's a tough spot for investigators. So while that's pending, they need to figure out who this poor person is.
Right. And about a week after the discovery, forensic work confirmed the identity. It was Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was only 15 years old.
15. And that just opens up a whole new set of questions, especially about the timeline.
A huge set. Because Celeste wasn't from Hollywood. She was from Lake Elsinore, California, which is about, 70 miles away?
It's quite a distance.
And here's the really heartbreaking part of the timeline. She was reported missing way back on April 5th, 2024. She was only 13 years old then.
13. So she'd been missing for over a year by the time her body was found in that car.
Well over a year. It's just devastating.
And the medical examiner, did they release any other details to help, physical descriptions?
They did release some specifics, yes. Height, 5'2", wavy black hair, what she was wearing, a tube top, black leggings, some jewelry like a yellow metal bracelet, a stud earring, standard identifiers.
But there was one detail, wasn't there? Something that really stood out and connected things.
Yes. The tattoo. This is probably the most talked about piece of physical evidence.
Okay, what was it?
The medical examiner noted she had a very distinct tattoo on her right index finger. It spelled out the word shh, just like that, SH, followed by 3 dots.
Shh. And why is that so significant?
Because D4vd, the owner of the car, has an almost identical tattoo on his own finger. Photos confirm it. Multiple sources mention it. It's a very specific, very visible match.
Wow. Okay, that's more than just a coincidence, potentially.
It certainly raises eyebrows, especially when you combine it with other things that came out. Well, Celeste's mother spoke out. She said that before Celeste disappeared over a year ago, she had mentioned she was dating someone named David.
David, same first name as D4vd.
Exactly. And then, you know how things work online. Photos and even video clips started surfacing that appear to show D4vd and Celeste Rivas together at some point in the past. It confirmed they definitely knew each other.
So there's a known connection, a shared specific tattoo, the mother's statement.
And then there's the music. An unreleased D4vd song suddenly appeared online after all this broke. The title, Celeste.
No way, Celeste.
Yeah, and the lyrics are, well, they're pretty chilling in this context. One line goes, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes."
Okay, hold on. My name tattooed on her chest.
Yeah.
That's incredibly specific and, frankly, disturbing given the circumstances.
Highly specific. Now, we don't know if she actually had such a tattoo. That wasn't mentioned by the ME, but the song title and that lyric, combined with everything else, it fuels intense speculation.
You can see why. But speculation isn't proof, especially in a legal sense. How are the police handling all this circumstantial stuff?
That's the core challenge, right?
Yeah.
Translating these compelling details into actual evidence. But the police actions show they are taking this extremely seriously.
What actions specifically?
Well, first, it's vital to state, and the sources are clear on this, D4vd, David Anthony Burke, has been fully cooperating with authorities. That's the official line.
Okay, cooperating. Has he been named a suspect?
No. He has not been named a suspect or even a person of interest at this stage. That's really important to emphasize.
Got it. But cooperating doesn't mean the police aren't investigating vigorously.
Not at all. And the fact that the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division, RHD, is involved tells you a lot.
RHD, that's the big leagues, right? They handle major cases.
Exactly. Complex, high-profile, potentially violent crimes. Their involvement suggests that regardless of the deferred cause of death, the LAPD is approaching this as a potential homicide.
So what have RHD done?
They executed a search warrant, specifically at a house in the Hollywood Hills where D4vd had reportedly been staying. It wasn't his permanent residence, apparently rented by his manager.
What were they looking for?
The warrant allowed them to collect several items of evidence, things like electronics, computers, phones, that sort of thing. They were also reportedly looking for trace evidence inside the house, like hair samples or any signs of blood.
Okay, collecting electronics makes sense, especially with that year-long gap in the timeline.
Yeah.
Digital footprints could be key.
Absolutely. We'll come back to that.
Right. But before we get into the fallout from all this for D4vd's career, let's quickly remind everyone about that giveaway. We love seeing the deep dive celeb community grow.
Yes. So, to celebrate, we're giving 10 of you a $100 Amazon gift card. Good anywhere in the world.
And entering is super easy and completely free. First, just like this video deep dive.
Second, leave a comment below telling us what topic you'd like to see us tackle next. What should our next deep dive be on?
That's it. Like and comment. The competition closes on October 19th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Make a note of that.
And we'll announce the 10 winners right here on the channel on October 20th, 2025. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that announcement.
Seriously, good luck to everyone in the Deep Dive Celeb family. Let's make this global.
Good luck.
Okay, back to the investigation. The police searching the place D4vd was staying. Even without charges, the impact on his career must have been immediate.
Oh, instantaneous and massive. This is almost a case study in how quickly things can unravel for a celebrity in digital age, purely based on association and investigation, well before any legal outcome.
So what actually happened?
You saw the music industry react with lightning speed. His label, Interscope, which is under Sony Music Publishing, slammed the brakes.
How so?
They postponed the release of his deluxe album, Withered, Mercescence, just pull it from the schedule, and all promotional activities halted, stopped completely.
That makes sense from a business perspective, I suppose. Brand protection.
Absolutely. You can't pour marketing money into promoting an artist who's at the center of such a serious death investigation. The risk is just too high.
And his tour, he was blowing up. He must have had shows planned.
He did. Major U.S. tour dates, San Francisco, Los Angeles, all canceled, just wiped off the calendar.
What about internationally?
Sources suggest his European dates, including Paris, are almost certainly not happening either. You can imagine trying to travel internationally while this kind of investigation is active. It's just not feasible.
Right. And it wasn't just the label and the tour, was it? Other partnerships started dropping off too.
Immediately, he had a scheduled appearance at the Grammy Museum that got quietly canceled. Big brand deals he had with Crocs and Hollister, they were suspended, put on ice.
Even music collaborations.
Yep, there was a song collaboration apparently in the works with Kali Uchis. That got shelved too. It's often down to those moral turpitude clauses you find in entertainment contracts.
The catch-all clauses.
Basically, yeah. If an artist generates enough negative publicity, even without being charged or convicted of anything, companies can use those clauses to cut ties and distance themselves to protect their own image.
So his career is effectively paused, maybe worse, while this investigation hangs over him. And it all hinges on that cause of death.
It really does.
Yeah.
That deferred status is the bottleneck. The LAPD says they're following several leads, but until the medical examiner can provide a definitive ruling on how Celeste died, the case remains in this kind of limbo, technically speaking.
And the decomposition makes that incredibly difficult for the ME's office.
Extremely difficult. They're relying on advanced forensic techniques, maybe toxicology to see if drugs or poisons were involved, possibly entomology, looking at insect activity to help establish time of death, specialized anthropology if the skeletal remains need analysis. But all of that takes time, and the condition of the body complicates everything.
So we're left with this really unsettling picture. A high-profile young musician, a tragically deceased teenager who he clearly knew. These strange connections like the tattoo and the song.
A body found in his car after she'd been missing for over a year. Severe decomposition making traditional forensics tough.
And an investigation that seems increasingly reliant not on physical evidence of the death itself, but on piecing together timelines and connections, possibly through digital data.
That really seems to be the crux of it now. That's why RHD seizing those electronics in the computers, the phones, is so significant. They're likely hoping to find communication records, location data, anything that can help bridge that massive one-year gap when Celeste was missing.
Which leads us to the big question hanging over this whole thing, something for you to really think about. Given that severe decomposition, the deferred cause of death, the lack of clear physical evidence of the act of dying, how crucial will that non-physical evidence become?
You mean the digital trail?
Exactly. That digital footprint from the electronics they collected. Could that be the key to finally establishing a timeline for Celeste's last days? Could digital data be what ultimately determines if this case is officially ruled a homicide, even if the physical evidence remains ambiguous?
It's a heavy question. That digital trail might end up being the most important forensic evidence they have. We'll have to wait and see what the investigators uncover from those devices.
Definitely a case we'll be following closely. If you want to stay updated on this and get more deep dives into complex stories like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Deep Dive Celeb.
Please do, and don't forget about the giveaway. Check back on October 20th, 2025 for the winner announcement.
To everyone in the Deep Dive Celeb family, thanks for joining us, good luck in the giveaway, and we'll see you on the next Deep Dive.